These spray Delphinium are called Sunshine, and they are just spectacular. Sunshine Delphinium! Who knew that you could have spray Delphinium this beautiful? I want all the sunshine I can get all the time. On this episode of Intrigue Teaches, I'm going to be doing something I've never done here on this teaching platform. We're going to make a floral halo, and we're going to use these really fun spray Delphinium to create this gorgeous halo. So we're going to have these flowers that are just going to come all the way across the head. We're going to make this for an editorial bridal shoot. So here we start with a headband, and I've chosen a headband that's got a nice solid base and it's got this foam here. And I'm not going to use this foam to stick into it, but it gives me more stability when I'm adding my flowers and my mechanics. So at the end, my plan is to wear this, but it's not going to look like this. It's going to look like, wah, amazing. Okay, that's the plan. So I'm going to walk you through the mechanics of making one of these, and I want to be completely transparent. This is the first time I've ever tried this technique using this spray Delphinium. These are not even available on the market yet. If you want them, you need to tell your wholesaler. They are bred by Ball, who's really ingenious at coming up with these great new varieties to support the floral industry. But ask your wholesaler for spray Delphinium if they don't have it yet, and they probably won't because it's not on the market yet. All right, are we ready to get started? So what you're going to start with is a piece of saran wrap. Now this is a recycled piece of saran wrap. It did not wrap any food, but I use this when I want to cover Oasis overnight so it doesn't dehydrate. And I just took a piece of this saran wrap here and I laid it out. So take the piece, lay it out flat, and then I cut these little chunks of Oasis. They're cut at about 1 inch wide by about 1.5 inches long, and I took these chunks and I just laid them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all in a line on the saran wrap. Then what we're going to do, and the reason I'm doing this is so that I'm creating a contained source for the water source. This is going to drip some of the water out, but I want to try to contain as much as it can. I also want to keep the integrity of this Oasis as much as I can. It won't be completely intact, but as much as I can, it would be great. So I'm just going to fold over my saran wrap, and then I'm going to fold it over again, and saran wrap sticks to itself quite nicely. I'm going to take the ends and just kind of turn them up. Actually, I might just twist them. I'll give it a little twist here. It's not twisting as much as I'd like. I want to try to make it as water confined as possible, water contained. And now I'm going to twist these like a sausage. And just twist. Oops, I untwisted that. Twist. And twist. And twist. It's going to be really important that I make sure I'm securing this nice and tight. And I also want to make sure that I'm securing it in a way that it is going to be sturdy for that bride. So, or the groom or whoever wants to wear it. So I'm going to cut these individual pieces of Bind It. I'm going to cut 6 pieces of Bind It. And I'm not cutting these very long. They're about inch and a half in length. And I'm going to use this as my security. I'm also going to use some bind wire to give you that added level of security. This is a more complicated way to make a floral halo, but when I want to have flowers that are fully hydrated, this is what I find to be the best and the most effective way to keep that hydration. So as much as I love doing weddings, I also know that not everything I do is weddings. I do a lot for editorial, for whether it be magazine, blogs, television. I like creating in different ways for different mediums. And creating these floral halos or these oversized floral crowns isn't something I get to do as much when I'm working with weddings. Actually, Jordan, I might be able to use your help. Do you want to pop in and give me a hand here?
Sure, I have 2 of them.
Yay! We're going to use both of Jordan's hands right now. Jordan, can you hold this piece of tape?
Oh,
there we go.
One hand.
Be careful. It sticks. If it sticks to itself, then the game's over.
Game over.
Well, you're not really in trouble. We can just get another piece of tape. All right, I'm going to place my sausages, if you will, directly onto my headband. And now I'm going to very carefully pull this off. Jordan,
Yep.
Could I switch? Can I take the tape?
Yes.
Can you hold the headband?
Yeah.
Okay, but I want you to not hold it here.
Not there.
Yeah, no, I want you to hold it down here.
Right.
And down there you go.
Got it.
All right, so it's not exactly balanced. I'm going to move it, I'm just going to slide it just a touch this way, Jordan. I'm going to slide this down. There we go. That's a better balance. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this binded tape, and I'm going to go over pretty tight, and I want to make sure that the faces are killing me.
Really nice.
Yeah, I want to make sure that it's on there really snug, so it's tape to tape, and this is going to hold it in place, which means it's not going to push.
Sorry, binded tape is so cool.
It is cool.
I didn't know it was so stretchy.
I love watching you learn things.
It's so stretchy.
So binded tape doesn't stick to itself. I'm sure you've heard me say this a million times. It doesn't stick to itself.
But it does stick to itself.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Binded tape does stick to itself, but doesn't stick to other things. So it's not sticky unless it touches itself. So.
And it's so stretchy.
Yep, and it's so stretchy.
I'm
And
mesmerized.
the strength is fantastic. And it's going to hold this in place because it's got this like rubbery backing. These little sausages that I made with the saran wrap and my Oasis is not going to go anywhere. And the next one, I think I should design the whole thing with you wearing it, Jordan.
Oh no!
I'm not. Jordan knows the process. So there is water in this. So while you're designing it, it will drip. We're not actually going to do this on Jordan's head. But once you're done, you shouldn't have any more drips. Once it gets to the client's shoot, you should not have dripping. All right, taking the next one around. You'll see as we start to attach our flowers, you'll see that more water will come out. But the saran wrap does a really good job of holding it together. Okay, I should have cut the saran wrap on the end of this longer than I did. No. I'm worried about it dripping there. So let's try this. You know, you can have a plan, but sometimes you have to replan your plan.
Have you ever seen the big flower?
Yeah. There's a lot of replanning. They didn't show all our replanning though. Jordan and I had like 17 plans, and you saw like 1.
Wait, did we always, whenever they told us the challenge, we're like, okay, here's 17 things that we could possibly do.
Yes. At one point, our lemur was playing a banjo at a bluegrass festival. Jordan was not thrilled. Yeah.
It had a flower crown, though, that was adorable.
It did have a flower crown. All right. That's because they told us no flowers, and we're like, sneaky.
No flowers, you thought.
All right. Next one. Right?
Alien headband.
I approve. You wearing alien headbands.
Yeah,
Yeah. And you know, this green Oasis actually goes quite nicely with your outfit.
It does. Oh my gosh.
It's alien green.
I planned.
All right. It's actually kind of cute.
It's not bad. You know what it looks like when the little housewives put their hairs in the little curlers all around there, like
Wait,
a crown of curls?
Do I look like a housewife?
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Jordan's like, on that note, I'm going to let the housewife go. All right. So what we have here is we've got these gorgeous Delphinium sprays. Now, I want this to be full and large and amazing. And what I am careful to not do is to make it too small. So I've cut these down so they're on the smaller side right now, but I also have some that are larger. So what I want to do is I actually am going to start with my smaller pieces and get those in so I can make sure that I have the fullness at the base. Then I'm going to add my larger pieces, just because it's very difficult for me to understand how the height's going to connect. If I were to start here, I may end up with a really large disconnect. So I'm going to start and add fullness on both sides all the way around. When I find a place that I want to put my stems in, I'm going to use the end of my scissors. I'm just going to pop some holes into the saran wrap. Some stems are firm enough and they can puncture the saran wrap itself, but I'm using these little end pieces of my Delphinium and they're a little weaker of the stem. So I'm just going to add some little punctures in here. I don't want to completely break up the foam itself, but I want to make sure I have some places for these stems to go. Now this is something I wouldn't do if I was using a more hardier flower. So I'll go straight in. But these little bitty baby blooms, they need a little help. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. So cute. Oops. So we've got started and the front is now covered. Now I'm going to go towards the top and I'm going to start to arch this back. Now remember, I want it to be big and showy. So I want to make sure that I get a little bit more coverage on this area. It's going to be a very light coverage, not as heavy as I have towards the front. And then I'm going to start by adding in some of the height. And I just might, I haven't decided yet, but depending on how much stability, I might add some of this white in there too. I think that would be really, really fun to make this fantastic crown. But we're going to wait and see because right now